Welcome back, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, grandparents and everyone in between, to the
Got them all covered.
ZOWIE DIVINA Women's Invitational PUBG Tournament. We just saw round number 1, won by, of course, the favorite, Sunny and her teammate, Mamitaso. We already talked about how interesting that game was in the sense of it broke a lot of expectations. We already approached the topic of our expected adjustments from these teams. But we were talking about in the break as well that a lot of it had to do with the circle. The circle defined a lot of how that game was played out.
Yeah.
There is, I think it was you that mentioned it earlier on, that in Sanhok that there is kind of the expectation that, oh, in the first circle, it's so large, everyone's going to be inside it. That wasn't the case last game, but I think it's safe to assume.
There was only one team that was in the initial circle, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
That landed in the circle.
Yeah.
There was no one. It was because everyone was in the northeast part of the map.
Yeah, but I think it's fair to say that for the next couple of games, it's not going to exactly be that. The stats are up right now for team data stats. You can see all the kills, all the points. So even though Sunny and Mamitaso, they did win the first game, the number of kills that Charlie and Doopsy had definitely put them over the top, got 1 point over them, and are currently holding first place. 9 kills overall. That's a really good run.
I just want to throw it out right there from an analysis perspective. Yeah. I predicted 2 teams to do well. That was first and second place. just right off the bat. Just pretty.
And you can see that there are a lot more
Did you really predict them to do well? You just mentioned their names.
It was a prediction. It was a prediction. If they don't do well here, it wasn't. But yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but looking at the rest of the points, though, it's really not great. There are a lot of 2s, a lot of 1s, a lot of 0s.
This is the issue, right? Because Maypay, Maipai and Katarina Suki, they came 5th or 6th, and they're sitting overall in tied 22nd place, I guess you could say, right? But I mean, it's really hard on you if you don't get those placement points.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I'm personally hoping that we actually see a lot more aggressive plays early on, which, again, I'm going to really nail this point down that the circle really played a key role in that.
Yes.
It did.
If everyone didn't drop on the East Coast and then have to run west for the first half of the game, maybe that we're going to see a lot more aggressive plays coming out from there as well.
I actually, even though we talk about, why did they all go east? Why was this? Why was that? I don't think it was necessarily plane dependent. You talked about how they went out of the plane early.
Sure.
I think one of the things is the worst place you can be at any given time in this game, if you're not Paleolite and her teammate, is in the water. Whenever you have to cross that river, you are a moving, completely easy-to-kill target. Dude, statistically, which island is bigger? Where do we have the bigger chance of the circle ending up? It's on the bigger landmass. If you can stick on the eastern side, odds are bigger, you'll get the island, and therefore you never have to cross the river. And there you see Paleolite in the picture right there. They had the really, I mean, I've never seen that strategy used before.
I liked it.
It was interesting.
I liked
it. Was interesting.
I think it was like, the thing as well is they didn't know that no one landed on the west side of the map.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what they thought, because even though they didn't really see everyone jump out too early, they went on the west side. They didn't see anyone there. They waited on for I believe the second circle where it finally shifted to the south. Them waiting that long was just a safe play.
Yeah.
If they knew no one was there, I'm sure they would have gone inland a little bit more. But either way, I liked it. They played safe. They're clearly going for the placement points, trying to get to the late game instead of fighting early. So overall, I didn't mind the call. It was unfortunate when they got out.
Yeah,
they
were
had an upward battle against that team, even though they got out alive.
Yeah, they did manage to make it out there.
They actually, I think, dodged a bullet there because we were kind of leading in that entire time of, oh, they're dead. Oh, it's not going to be great. Oh, that team up in the cliffs above them are going to wreck them, and then. As you said, they actually
the team that had him pinned down. Yeah. There's only so much time before the circle was coming in before it was going to hit him. They had no option but to leave right away.
All right. Well, the wait is no longer. We're going to enter game round number 2. So once again, throwing it to my lovely analysts and commentators here, Toby and GRT.
And just because I talked about the plane path before, this time around pretty similar, but disproving, or at least not yet proving my point that it's not because the plane starts on the east that they all jump out early.
Yeah.
We do see once again a lot of people are out early. And
I will say this, not as much as last game, though.
That is true. That is true. More people, they've been sitting around, they've been watching the replays going, should we just have waited maybe a little longer?
Yeah.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how many people go over there, and also how many people are actually
going
to adapt to the circle immediately instead of sitting around and then be forced to fight in the blue.
I'm curious if anyone was able to to actually see what happened. Has any friends taken pictures of the overview of the map or something like that to see where everyone landed? Yeah, to see where everyone landed, just to be like, hey, the west side was wide open.
Yeah.
And now you see the previous game, there was no one in the northwest side of the map. Now, northwest side of the map. Now we have, I believe, 6 teams going there.
Yep, and more teams on the north side. There's no one last game, as you said yourself, and also a couple of teams sending it far out on the southwestern side. We'll have Alois Katarina, the girl we just talked about before, going all the way down towards San May. Actually, not even going inside the city. They'll go even further south. But they, of course, are looking in the sky as they're flying, realizing, you know what? The fact that we went down here is going to give a lot of space, but we will have to cross back over at some point.
Where was this circle last game? But you saw, we talked about Charlie as well from getting second place there, overall first place.
Yep.
They landed again in Pan Am against the same team that she knocked early in the game last time. So clearly they have their set place. That's where they're always going to go. And we see the first knock of the game, I think 2 minutes earlier than last game. Paulie getting knocked out by Tume. Tume trying to make a little bit of aggressive push with Sunny playing on the top of the hill, not able to support too much. How aggressive does she want to go? Does she even know Paulie's even alone?
We're still at the point in the game in which these guys will have seen where did the parachutes come down, and she knows for a fact her teammate was split off. Now the big question becomes, will she get back fast enough, or will she go for the loot here and it could come to bite her? We'll see. Connie has the angle, but there you go, Sunny. Nice positioning. Has the AK at hand. Ooh, only manages to land the first 2 bullets, and Connie is completely pinned down now. There you go, down instantly. So despite the fact that last knock didn't come in, or last kill didn't come in last game before 7 or 8 minutes, this time around, right off the bat.
Yeah, we had a first team. First team was getting knocked out at the 7-minute mark. Now it's only 2.5. So quick kill there, 2 points to that team. You saw Sunny playing high ground coming in late to get that flush. You see again Charlie against this. I believe she knocked down Sanzin. Last game, right? Now playing a little bit farther apart. Ting as well. They believe they had the compound early in the middle of the circle last game where they played very late game. They ended up getting 4th. I was wrong about where they got placed. Oh no, it wasn't Ting. It was Tyloo actually. So got that a little bit mixed up. But you see them close to Team 4 there with Clarina and Kaupadnam? Kaupadnam, there you go.
Look at this. They are actually making them move up a little bit well and saying they had a really good position in the circle last game, sat around the compound for a little while. This time around, though, they're wide out in the open. Ting with the AK, I believe we saw a little big whale with the QBC just before making their run down. Karina, though, down on the hillside with the UMP at hand. They're just running side by side up towards the circle, wanting to find themselves a better center spot, but they must have some sort of idea that people are in their area.
Yeah, the high ground is so strong in this map.
Yeah.
There's such big hills you have to run up if you're stuck on the bottom side, which this team is. If they have to run up and the team knows they're there, there's nothing they can do. The only angles they're going to have is headshot angles, and those are not necessarily the easiest to hit.
And again, we're still early enough in the game that people will have seen where opponents are landing. They saw them land down here, and they're like, okay, so we haven't seen them run anywhere. They must still be around, and now they're coming up. Oh, Karina, did she hear something? Did she hear something? Might be her weapon reloading, might be a single step, making her fall back down the hill because she doesn't have her teammate nearby. Now the flank might come around here. Karina gets spotted out, though. A little bit well with the shots, does get the knockdown as well. Now for the last remaining player, will she make the push on this? Cap does manage to come up here. His teammate, though, already down. 1 versus 2 now.
Stuck in a tricky situation. They don't know where she is, but she did hear the knock come in and where they are. Still in a tricky situation to get out of this. They are in the circle. They don't need to force it if she doesn't want to. She can back out, but this is right now she's in such a tricky situation. I think she's just stuck there at this point. But Ting and Whale may decide to back off. But again, when you have someone pinned down like this, and if you watch the parachutes come in and you know no one's behind you, might as well take your time because you're not real no threat of being third-partied.
I like what you saw Whale do right here. Immediately when she hears a step from behind, she prones down, turn around, using the foliage. We know that people like to put the foliage to very low, and it's easy to see through. But this area of the map, when you're this close, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. That grass will be your benefit if you get that element of surprise. Now they are pushing down. Look at the synergy completely together. Pushing down does manage to get knocked, though, but Ting with the refrag coming in right there does manage to not only get the kill, but also will be able to get the rest back up.
You saw that a lot better on that team. The spacing. When they're running, anytime you're in this map and you're trying to move to another compound, need to exit with your teammate somewhat close to you so that doesn't happen when you get knocked down early with no trade coming in. You want to be spaced off enough to have that ability to help out your teammate. She got picked off early, got flushed out quick, and then lost 2-on-1. Nothing you can do about that. Best way to fix it is by being together next time.
And Nikin getting all the info she could possibly want, waiting for her teammate to come up and together. Hopefully they can make a play. They know that they're both down in the compound now. But for Sunny, wow. Thank you. Sami and Mamatazo, winners of last game. If they go out here now, it's going to be a big fat 0 points for Daniel. He wants to take the shot with the 6x QBC, but just waiting for the opportune moment.
This is huge because they got the jump on them. They have no idea they're there, so they can technically move up a little closer.
It's revenge.
And use the terrain around them to get closer and get the jump on them as well. But Sunny and them, they are in the circle. There's no real threat of them needing to leave. So they can just play in a compound, res each other because they're in the same one as well. But having this ability to to spot them early. Oh, that's a mistake.
No, I don't know. I mean, they've got a headshot down, and now they have to rest. But of course, the info here. You know what? Immediately, Tanya stops, turns around, looks around. Did anybody react? No, she needs to do that. I'd love to see it. Immediately looks around to see if anyone's reacting to those shots because they are in the open up around the quarry area. But we'll have to play it safe now. Charlie, though, and Doopsy once again finding themselves in a sort of three-way split. We saw them come out on top last game, but will they do it this time around?
A little bit of a tri-party here. Three separate teams of 2 come in here. The third party going to come down as well. Majesty does get spotted early by Sansa, the lady she knocked out early in the first game. But the key here is the orange team is hiding in that compound. They're going to be able to third party come in from behind here. And, oh, Charlie takes a big chunk of damage by his Ven there.
If they're playing this really smart, they won't do anything until we see the first knock come in action with Scannigan. She took the shot on Sunny before, and she does pay with the life in return. Syvan goes down to real low HP as well, has to go down on her chest and get the meds back up. Sanson taking damage as well. So actually the third-party team engaging before the other fight really unfolded. And for Ido and Yelena, they don't have to figure out, do we want to keep fighting this? Should we try and make a way elsewhere? Because as you can see on the far southern side of the circle, odds are they will not be in the next one.
Yeah, there might be a fourth team joining the party here. You got Mapai as well coming in across the bridge. Well, that could be a little tricky thing as well. Fourth team may be able to come in and swing in late to take off the people in this in this tri battle here. But the circle shift coming in, they will be safe though. No one on the northern side that needs a shift in. Everyone's relatively has the easy way to get back in. Maybe on the east side, sorry, the west side have to cross into Bridge Tarn, who got knocked down early last game by what was it, driving a car that you said, which you disagree with extremely.
Not completely. No, it was a few moments after getting out, but yeah, unfortunate things do happen. You see Hell in action at both in the far northern side, but now once again, Nanumya and Rachel up against Miss Gucci and Yanro.
You mean RCHL?
RCHL, yeah, exactly. They're already up close to one another. They do have Lele from Tyloo and her teammates sitting on the southern side. Could, again, potentially be a third party if they wanted to engage on the compound. They are making their way down here. But for Yamrol and Miss Gucci, I don't think they have any idea there's a team on the other side of the road.
Yeah, it looks like Lele and Tyler was the pro team
as
well last game. They dove the middle of the circle last game pretty early when the circle popped. And once again, you see them on the map overall. If you look, they will be towards the middle as well early on, but this time they are going to be competing against some other players for position. You see them coming in there with Rachel. Everyone, again, we talked about it earlier before. We thought it was going to be aggressive games because of the scrims that were happening. Right now, once again, like the first game, even though we got kills earlier in this matchup, everyone's being, again, timid. Everyone's chilling, they're hiding. No one's really taking the issue and forcing the plays. They're waiting their clock out until they absolutely have to fight.
And again, I mean, there's essentially no need to take those fights. Even though you get the info, you spot the person. It's always those, if we start shooting now, we're anywhere close to the... I mean, look at this. If Vendetta in the middle of the circle starts shooting now, if these guys start shooting now, people will hear it and they will react. Look at this. CC just on the other side. Team 12, it can be a little cheating on you because Team 21 and 12 does look very much alike, both in numbers and colors, but they are indeed two different teams. She's considering, does she want to take these shots? But look at this behind her. Elizabeth and Mathia coming down the hill.
A very interesting call by the teams here not to leave their compounds early and get within the circle and cross the water.
Exactly.
They are all trapped right now. Only if this fight goes away, I think it might go. There's only going to be one team maybe that even survives all this because everyone's so close together.
Fortunately, there's no teams around boot camp.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, there are people in the water. Let's go get some easy kills.
But Lady spots two of them already, gets the idea of where they are, but they are being flanked by the orange team as well. Looks like they're just going to take the water across. Getting the shots off early, gets chunked down to half HP. The car is going to be coming up from Team 2. Re-peeking here could be a little oh, no, not going to be dangerous yet, but are in threat of getting knocked out. The blue is coming in real quick. Again, orange is dipping out, so it's going to be...
I like to see it.
It's only be a 3-team party right now.
They know there's a much, much bigger threat coming in for them, and that is crossing that water. To do it while these other guys are fighting.
Shot.
There you go, Smile. Taking down Yunus. Making a good play right there. They were going down early on last game, so hopefully for them they can get something going. They're pushing immediately.
But they're pushing into a team they don't know it's in that compound. This is where being quiet on this map is so deadly. Look at this.
Owl is just on the other side.
Look, and they're still in the blue.
She's
look at
pushing
here it comes.
Gets down the first guy. Can't you get down? Terran is not prepared for this whatsoever. None of them were. Terran does get the knock with a nade, though. Blue is coming in. Oh, my God. This is going to be so close. I can see.
No, and it's done.
She gets knocked by the circle. Is that an unfortunate set of circumstances?
The blue doesn't do as much damage right now, so she still can technically get res, but where's her teammate?
You know who her teammate is?
Her teammate's gone.
You know who her teammate is?
No way.
That is Astrid on the far northern side. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Is that? Oh,
yeah,
no.
I think that's what team meant. She's Very far away.
Oh,
So
well,
I don't know
that's
if it's
just
lack
game
of
over.
communication or if it's just if
Well-
we just redo our own thing and we meet up late game. I guess that just never really
Well, it's going
panned
to be
out
easy
in the
kill
way
for
they
them, but
wanted
they're
it to.
still within the blue right now, and it's a 2v2 situation coming in, and having to cross the water as well.
Yeah.
I believe the team, the team that was originally there as well, the 4th team that was going to cross, they've now made the way across the farther south bridge. And this 2v2 battle still hasn't happened. They're just going to eat the damage. It doesn't do too much right now. So they do have the patience and the time to just take it easy, reroute, find a new way in.
I like what they're doing. I mean,
Yeah.
as soon as they saw the Knuckles, they were sitting tight. They were waiting for them to push across. They knew that they would have essentially a better spot in the outside of the circle than the other guys would. And they made the cut across as soon as they heard that fight happen with CC in that compound. They said, this is our gap. This is our moment to cross over.
And there's a
they
teammate.
do so. And there you go, Astrid on the far, far northern
Just
side.
running in. She's gonna be taking
on
a
foot.
lot of
I mean,
damage.
She might want to take a vehicle here because she is very
She-
far outside the circle.
On this map, though, she technically can still make it in. It's just, it's such a long time to come in. She's going to eat a lot of her first aids and all of her meds.
Yep.
But the circle very much helping out that team that was originally trying to cross the water.
Oh, no, that's right in the money. Oh, down to low HP. Down to low
They're surrounded.
HP. Nanomia taken down to under half HP. They've got people pushing in now. This fight has been waiting to happen for a while. Gucci's right on the doorstep.
Nade's coming
Takes
in.
a nade in hand now as well.
How would you approach a situation? You know they're stuck in there. You have them cut off. Taking too long in these fights, you can get third parties. So the longer this takes, the more dangerous it gets. You can run in the door and trade as well, but if they're positioned well inside, there's nothing you can do about it.
Kira and Rocket taken out. It's going to be Lele and Mai making sure of securing themselves those 2 points. Now for Yamroll, as you said yourself, I mean, it's too risky.
You got
It's
dip.
too risky to
You
push
can't
the
do it.
compound. Gucci's playing it smart. She's trying to hold the angle, trying to make sure that wherever they peek from, they will be taken down. But look at the shots from Rachel. Now, once again, the
third
third
party.
partying, a little bit welcoming
There it
and getting
is.
herself the knock onto Yamroll. And this is might be where you want to push up. But Gucci making everything count as well as she can. She's down to being all by herself. Down to just about 15% HP, too. This is going to be extremely tricky. Does she want to go in and get the knock, or does she maybe want to use one of those first aids?
A lot of options that can go down here, but they can flank coming in. She is going to be able to get res in the same
No
direction where she got
HP
knocked.
res.
How is Yamroll still alive? Rachel's thinking about maybe running outside, not trying to res her teammate just yet, knowing that the damage is not high enough now to force the issue. But closing the door, well, not closing that door at least.
Yeah,
but
that's not going to happen.
the only way that they could have actually entered this was either rushing right now, or like they did there, just peek in
Yep.
slowly, try to get someone that's over peeking by himself, isolate them, and maybe get the flush, but they weren't able to because she was in the corner.
And we just saw Charlie and her teammate go down as well. So
Yep.
that's going to be 0 points
Early game
for
for
those
them.
guys. Despite the fact they were sitting in first place, might not be coming in to the next one. Hella on the southern
Big
side
nade.
down here. Ooh, Lele.
A
It's
bounce,
going to be right
bounce.
down there. It's going to be.
Oh, what?
Just gets the first aid off. The second one comes in close to me with the second nade. Does get the very, very, very long range throw on point. Now, Roxy trapped behind a tree. Does have a smoke for cover for a little while longer, but
Yep.
will it be enough for her to get out of this one alive? Spots out Lele. Now, once again, these nades, they're just on point. Roxy, she's going to go in. Nope, doesn't go down, but the main mate, May 2 with the double.
Smart play. Gain that knock
Yeah.
early and going aggressive and trying to rush him before they either A, can get res or potentially get third party as well. Overall, good play. Gain those 2 kills. That's 4 for them now early in the game. Only, what? So many deaths that happened so far as well, and they've got the chunk of it.
We talked about synergy, the importance of it
Yeah.
coming into duos. You see it right here. Both May and Lele are Chinese.
Yep.
They have that language barrier completely thrown out the window, and they flanked it. I mean, just the plays that you're able to make when your communication is on point. You see it right there, and they played it out perfectly for them.
Yeah. Spacing as well. You see Sunny here just chilling
Sunny
behind.
and Mama Tasso, they're just
Yeah.
laying prone in the center of the circle, just chilling. I mean, there's no reason for them to do else.
And we're back to the original squad trying to cross the water. All of them. I thought they were all going to take that fight and die. Everyone survived. Everyone was able to cross over, no problem.
I mean,
Circle shifted directly in the middle.
Talking about where last game ended.
Yeah. This
I mean, it just looks exactly the same. I know it's in a different area of the map, but you have the compound on the northeastern
Yeah.
side, you have the road splitting off the south, and then you have Sunny and Mamataso sitting
But
at
once
that
again,
center.
everyone's on the outside except with the exception of 2 teams. So everyone's
Yeah.
going to be like we talked about in the first game. Fighting in that blue is going to come into play here unless teams move early, which they haven't.
Look at this, Elizabeth sitting right next door. They heard the doors open. Oh, Taran opens the door. Actually, gets a
Oh,
really, really
Taran,
good instant
nice.
frag onto Elizabeth. Holy moly. What a reaction play coming in from Taran right there.
Finishing nades coming in as well.
I like
Maverick's a
to
little
see
close.
it. Like to see it use that utility. Smile does manage to get herself the finish off. That's going to be points guaranteed for
The
them.
Blues-
And now for Mathia has to make the run for it. Gets spotted out though. Taran catch again at the
Perfect.
double, and it happens. Great, great plays coming in from Taran right there.
Really good. They get an extra 2 kills. They got 3 on the round so far. They went off, I believe, in 15th last round. Overall, it's a lot better. They want to get improve on last game as well. Circle still shifted towards the middle. You see the blue come in. Everyone's on the edges. Once again, we talked about Helen with that long run from the north, trying to make it in. Again, she's got to be low on heals. Lizzie's got her gate kept. There's no way she's going to make this in here.
This is going to be rough, that's for sure. I mean, she's been good at running around the edge of the circle.
She
might just want to make the run
yeah.
around on the western side. She does have the big pond of water in this NWC Astra here. She's making every single tick of HP count. She does have a lot of boosters and 3 first aids, and we're only in circle 3 coming into 4, so potentially could make the run for it.
She can still make it in because you see Parallel Line Lizzie deciding to dip off early because they don't want to take the blue damage either as well. So they want to play it safe. They don't need to chase the 1 kill and put themselves in a more predicament of losing later on. Tarin, though, has Lady
immediately taken down. That's the issue. They were taking shots in the compound. The guys in this circle heard that are further in. They knew they were going to come up the hill eventually, and now Lady Aceto and her teammate, they're just ready for it. They have the uphill advantage too. Let's see here, Aceto taking the shots, tries to get down the second one. Does she mention? Ooh, you got to reload, swap around with it. Actually got taken down. Smile securing itself a finish off, not counting the bullets in the magazine. That's unfortunate. And now for New, she has to figure out to get this kill really, really quickly. I don't think the more time she spends, it's not going to be a rest possible, at least not once this circle actually managed to connect.
And you see right now by the pink team, Shu Yi and Smith,
they know it too.
They got him boxed off. They have the circles popped near them. Smile trying to get that flush, get that free kill there. Now it's down to a one-on-one situation. Newsy got the high ground. Smile's going to run away, but down towards Pink now, who's going to be there waiting for them unless they decide to run off as well. But and you see them leaving towards the circle. This battle does not look like it's going to happen
And she has
here.
to. You don't have the meds to stay out here. These circles are going to start hurting more and more. Smart that she makes a run for it. Knew she would have to make that run as well in a very short moment. But as you said yourself, Smithy and Xiaoyu, they're sitting inside. Well, though, once again, with the Vector, we know she likes to play it. Making it work there. Sunny and Tomei taken down.
We got that talk before the tournament even happened, how much we love the Vector on this map. It is so powerful. You're able to get those attachments because of how close quarter this map is. One of my favorite weapons in the game by far.
Ooh,
and there's that's the kill we were talking about. But now there is another one that comes in from behind that they might not know about because they wasn't flushed out.
She'll make it or not, but now we're up close and personal. It's going to be Yamroll and Miss Gucci. Once again, they don't have any kills set, but you have been around the action for quite a while. Saki spots one, does manage to get the knock onto one, but the knock came in return as well. And once again, the third party.
How much
Mami Tasso securing herself a point there. That's going to be them getting that lead even further up ahead. And now Siggy coming in the fight here as well. Ghosting, they'll say, no neighbors welcome here. Go out, get away.
Ill-advised decision just to enter the compound there. You see them pushing out, trying to get the flush. Perfect move.
I like
you might as well take the 2-on-1 situation and just trade. Perfect move by Team 19 to get flushed and get those 2 kills.
One jumps out the window, attracts all the attention, and immediately as they hear her move, immediately opens the door, sprints out. There's no way for her to win that game, or to win that fight, and they played it extremely well. I guess that's a little spectator buck coming in there, Tanya. Shooting the ground and getting herself a double. That's a well played.
That was a little fishy.
Yeah, my pie taken down in the end, and so will Etobi. So all this edge running, it's not going to grant you anything in the end.
We talked about it before as well. Everyone's running along the edges, and they're getting shot off as well. And you see the next circle comes in with the 2 compounds still in play, but everyone on the northeast side of the map as well.
If this next circle goes anywhere south, Sanson and Seven, they're going to be sitting so well in it. And for all the guys in the north, good luck. I mean, this is going to be tricky. Gucci does go down in the end a little bit. Whale, once again, making the best of the weapons that she has. M4 straight to the chest. That's going to be kill secured.
Look at that. 7 teams on the north side of you having to take the battles. Not many people are going to come out of your lives. It's going to be a very tricky situation. A lot of points on the board to be had. Again, but you see a team of north on the south side wide open. We have the fights coming in. A lot of third party coming in as well. Sunny gets a knockdown on Paleolite. Her teammates too. Not close. No, that was actually the finish.
Doesn't spot the one up close. Tries to get down the second one. A nice play coming in from Amitaz, securing himself a double. Once again, these guys won last game, and they're added once more. Lele taken down. Dabby trying to make the most of her position. They do have to make a move, though. Just about 20 seconds time until that run has to come in. Lele does get flushed, but for Mass now, these guys are friends in arms in this area of Pittsburgh Knights, but right now they're very much enemies.
Yeah. They have the luxury of being in the compound. You see Shuyi getting knocked. Team going to try and trade with Me Too there as well. She's the last one alive for her team. Now got knocked. Circle shifted down once again.
There's one player in the circle right now.
Yep.
There's one player.
And again, the north side is so contested once again. It's kind of like the previous game as well. We had the one team that was in this in the center of the circle the whole game. Everyone on the edges. All these fights coming in. Junk taking fights at No, I don't have to say that.
Dies mid-air. No placement points for them, but it did manage to get 7 kills. Important
Yeah,
points because
big
a lot of these
points.
other teams, they're going out with 0. Little Big Whale, 6
Will's
kills
been having a
to her
game.
name so far. Been active with the Vector, and also the Info now. She spots out one more player. Comes with the 6x spray right on the money.
spray.
Great anticipation and great shots coming in.
And look at
Mass
that.
does manage to get the double, so points gathered. But again, we're still not. One more team has to go down before we get any placement points whatsoever.
She has
Mass
to run
gets
in
spotted
front of
too.
the circle, and there's nothing to
There
do. No
you
HP
go.
gets cleared out by Whale and Ting as well.
This is
Look
gonna
at
be
that,
a
9 kills
ton
on the board.
of points.
At this oh, hello, come on now.
We're
It was-
sorry
that
for,
was close.
sorry for any microphone issues that there might be
It was
out there.
close. But either way, 9 kills already. Even without the placement, this is a very good game for them overall. Everything right now at this point is just going to be icing on the cake. They do have a good position to get in. They are within the circle. They're getting shot up by Team 9 right there, by Tanya. They are hiding behind the trees there. Got cover, taking a lot of damage here. Tanya's deciding to fall off. Playing those compounds early as well. They've been there the whole game. Now the circle shifts finally away from them. Makes it tricky for them to enter the circle.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing for them is that they had a good spot to begin with, but now having to push out here. Of course, you do have News on the top west side, and Little Big Will. They have to focus on each other because they've been fighting back and forth. This
She's gonna
might
play
be the
spoiler,
gap.
though, as
This
well.
might be the gap they'll have to push forward because none of them really focusing on the compound right now. They have this rock to sort of play around. But Ting, we know her abilities with the bolt action snipers. We've seen it so far today. She just needs that one knock to make it
This
happen.
is going to be key, though. You see News playing on the east side, the west side of the circle. She's just prone chilling there. This Team 15, Team 9, they're going to be taking a fight here, taking initiative. She could come in and as a solo player and win this game and just third party from the back. Because right now, they're going to be so focused on fighting each other that News can just swing in late.
To see things getting very,
Whale
very,
does have
very
the
slow
position.
right now. Nate coming in, could it
Little
go? I
short.
mean, if that's going to be behind the rock, that would be right in the money, and a double coming in from Tanya, but not happening. I like to see Tanya making it to the end here. I mean, F5 kills already, and they were just one placement short of actual placement points. That's but now she's forced out in the middle of the road. Gets spotted out by Ting. Nice
The
knock
trade.
coming in, though. 1 for 1. Prone's out on the edge. Tanya, she's on the edge. Yeah, she does get the double. What a play. Proning
And
using
now-
the foliage once again. 1 versus 2 here. No.
1 versus 1. There's one.
Essentially,
there is one
Anakin is
knock.
knocked, yeah.
No, there's no point even trying to res at this point. It's in the open. You might as well take the one-on-one battle.
I like what
She
she's
doesn't
doing.
know
She's
what it is.
crawling in the open,
Yeah.
trying to get the info.
Newsy has all the information of where this fight went down. Tanya
Yep.
has no idea, but based on the process of elimination, you can just assume that they are going to be on that side because they fought the team on the east side. You got to just assume she's on the west.
Tanya is probably playing a bit safe. You see, she only has bandages left. There's no boosters at all, so there's going to be no way for her to get those meds up. Same thing going on the northern side. 4 bandages, no boosters.
Look at the circle as well. She's going to have to run in the open. There's no
Yeah.
cover for her to go after when the circle closes in here on the blue. She's going to be forced to move in the open. That's Newsy's chance to get the kill.
This is not going to be easy whatsoever for either of these two because everything is kind of going back to reset. You did
Here it
have
comes.
Annika pushing out in the middle of the road, so she knows for a fact there's no one on the other side. You see
After
Tanya,
this rock is
looking,
key.
she's looking up if she wants to.
Newsy knows. Newsy knows exactly, too. So as soon as she crosses this rock, it's going to be on the off angle here, playing the edge.
Now she knows for a fact. They're both going to be
Ooh,
outside the
taking
circle.
blue
Just a
damage.
second, and it's going to
Look
be
at
News from Team 21. Securing the win. There you see the joy, the happiness, and the victory of the moment right there. Game number 2 going in the direction of Aceto and Nunes.
Good for her as well. I believe they're one of the teams. I could be mistaken on this, where her teammate Lady Ace was actually taken out very early in the game, and she had to just play solo. As you see, they only got 2 kills for the first place finish, but overall gained those 8 points, and then it doesn't matter. You got the 10 overall. Playing a solo game and winning like that, we talked about it before as well. When you are a solo and you're trying to play for the placement, the only way you can really win is by late game, getting in those third parties, letting the teams fight, and just snaking your way in and waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And there, she just let the 2 teams clear each other out.
Yep.
However, first place with only 2 kills really pales in comparison to what is that?
Yeah.
7 kills
They
by
had
second place.
Yeah, I mean, third place had 10 kills.
No, they.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, third place at 10 kills. Second, I believe you said it was 7,
seven
right?
kills,
So
yeah.
overall, they didn't have the most points.
No.
But in the end, when you have a solo and you have your team get knocked early, gain 10 points out of that game, that's the best case scenario in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's good. You can't. My point by bringing that up is that is definitely not a result that you can bank upon.
No.
Oh, no.
It's a
Really
fluke.
yeah, exactly.
It's all a situation and timing how it worked out. She's lucky those 2 teams were on the outside of the circle and they had to force each other to fight to get in.
sure.
She was just very fortunate that happened.
That being said, PUBG, I've actually heard it being described this way, that it's about grabbing as many points as you can from each game.
Yes,
You
of
can't
course.
guarantee that you're going to be in a position to win each game. You can do what you can it's all about getting as much as you can. And she played the very end of that game very, very well.
Sure.
She knew how, like, all the time was in her favor with the circle moving in, and she just played it as quiet as possible, knowing that she would have an opportunity when I believe it was Tanya was forced to run out in the open, and that's exactly what happened. So very well played. And who knows, maybe, as you said, a teammate did get knocked early in that. Maybe if that doesn't happen, we're going to see a lot more kills coming out from this duo.
Or potentially,
Or
maybe
potentially
they don't
none.
even get the win because they have their teammate. Now they play, then they play a little bit differently.
Sure,
Who knows?
sure.
But either way,
Yeah.
good for her to get that placement. I'm trying to remember what point I was going to mention before. You can just continue. I had an idea.
I don't think we have the scoreboards ready, but I'm still pretty sure that Sunny and Mame are still on the top because if I'm not mistaken,
had
even though they didn't
I
get
think that 4 kills or 5
No,
kills.
5 kills but no placement points.
Yeah. But
So maybe
that's
just
all
5.
you need. That's all you need.
But
You
yeah,
got
but
chip.
still, that's still
Yeah.
going to help them. It's
For sure.
it's important to even have a couple of games that you get those kills early on because
Yeah.
again,
I think straight up, every single team here will have a 0-point game.
yes,
Maybe 1 or 2 points.
It's
Yeah.
bound to happen.
Nobody will nobody will be in the top 4 in all 5
Exactly.
games. It's not going to happen.
So what I was going to mention, the point now, sorry
Yeah.
if I just remembered, was like you were just mentioning as well, it's not necessarily about winning the games, it's overall just being consistent because
yeah.
you've seen teams win tournaments before where they only get one actual map win or whatever it is. It's about getting as many points over the course of the games as much as you can. So even though I think it was Sunny, they got like 5 kills, I believe.
Yeah.
That's still 5 points. They had a lot in the first game. You got to chip at, and you got to force everyone else to make the plays while you just stay consistent. And they're in a good position to win the day. It's just about getting as many, just not having any duds of a game and getting last place and no points.
Yeah, and 5 points is still more than a lot of teams have.
Yes.
Still, after the first 2 games in front of us, we're going to have the replays playing on. First action coming in. What is this? We've already lost a squad when it's 5 minutes. We're about to lose a second.
Talking about communication, synergy, you saw right there the first team to get a knocked player of the entire game, I believe, was Little Big Will going down. She ended up getting herself 8 kills that game. Had she not been there to get the rest up, that game would have been completely different.
This was kind of heartbreaking by CC there. She got that first down, but then Terran played very, very well.
She does the right thing to go for the bandage first, get those few takes up, and then go for the first hit, but there was just not enough time.
Just barely not enough time. This was a very interesting fight that we saw. It took a while, and there was a lot of timing that happened. This was okay. That frag, no, you can lean the other way. Like that was just a little.
It's all Q&E.
Yeah, exactly. That shouldn't have happened, but
The nades came in here for this knock too, which is nice.
First nade baiting her out the open, second one, boom.
You force the nade to the right, and then you nade to the left, and
It's a
that might have been
bait
the
nade,
advantage of
bait
again, having
nade,
the
you know.
2 Chinese players on the same team. They will be able to communicate that when otherwise you have no chance of having that kind of synergy with any of the other teams besides the
watch
2
this.
teams.
This is my favorite point of the entire game.
That
Whack.
was nice.
Whack.
Reaction play
You even
right
saw,
off
yeah,
the
you
bat.
saw the Chinese cast as well when that happened.
Yeah.
They yelled. They're like,
crazy.
woo!
Because no one expects that. You're expecting Terran to actually get off. The door
Yeah.
open. Elizabeth
Peek
is
her
there
advantage.
just holding that angle. Exactly.
Just goes to
But,
show
well, no,
me
but the
this
thing
map.
is that Terran, like, she opens the door, instantly moves to the side just in case something
gotta
like
be
that
ready.
was prepped. And she moved to the side, she saw it was there, and instantly re-peeked and got that frag. So
You have
very
to be
well
ready.
played.
Also, this was one here pushing around the corner, secures the one, but then there you go. Teams will be around if you spend too much time in this fight. And there you go, synergy once again. One
This
jumps
was
out, he
the
does
best
get the
play.
kill instantly, but Sanson was there immediately
I
with the
love that
backup.
play out of the whole game just because they got that knock quick, and then they didn't hesitate. They rushed out right away to flush him out.
Again, back up there, immediately knock. Res up comes back, and unfortunately they would go down. They mess with the run here. And this is, I mean, look at this. They're already at 9 kills. And then in the end, things go out in the open. This push was really great. Tanya immediately prones down, uses the fall. You see Little Big Will has no way of spotting her before she goes back up
I'm
on her
surprised
knees.
she was able to get
and
that
that's
off.
going to be a kill. That's impressive, really impressive. Unfortunately, though, coming up to the end of the game, does get taken down.
She took a lot of blue damage there as well.
Yeah.
You saw there. I think
It
she
forced
took
her away,
3
I mean, yeah.
I think she took 2 or 3 hits of the blue damage there before getting cleared out.
Yeah.
So I do want to touch back on some expected adjustments that we talked about. We saw some of them. We did see a little bit of earlier kills, but another big thing is we saw a lot more disparity in where people were dropping
yes.
on.
Yes, very
Which-
much so.
Yeah, there are actually we saw 4 squads go into
4 in
the
the northern island and
northwest.
3 in the southern island.
It's interesting
Yeah.
because I'm not seeing a lot of the major compounds being taken in the drops. Everyone's taking like the areas around it rather than going to the compound because they're afraid of fighting.
I think one of the main components to that is,
Yeah.
if I may real quick, it's just the loot antenna. You don't need
Exactly,
to go
yeah.
to the big places. It's not
Yeah.
squads. You don't need to loot up 4 people. You don't need that big split loot
Yeah.
thing at all. Go into one compound. You might not get yourself fully looted with 10 first aids and whatnot, but you'll have enough to take that first fight. And odds are, if you can get looted, you know people around you, you will push them, and they will not be expecting it that early.
I just
Yeah.
find it funny how like literally like it's no one's really going in them. It's
Yeah.
like maybe at what point are they going to realize everyone's like yeah, you know, we could just go into boot camp and get all this loot. But then again, exiting boot camp's like, it's a little scary because you can get everyone on the edges.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that you can get held into these big locations really easily. I'm sure at this point, after the first 2 games, you know, you can see at least the big compounds that are around you, that you see no one else is really dropping in that area. Maybe it's free, but yeah, you can be held in by one or two of the other squads that do loot the small areas, because it's undeniable. There may be more loot in the larger areas, but there's a little more mobility coming in from like the smaller little like 3, 4, 5 house compounds.
You know what's breaking my heart is no one's taking docks. I haven't seen a team there yet.
Why would they?
What do you mean? The loot there's like, for 2 players, you will leave docks just
It
loaded,
is really good.
like amazing.
It is really good, but the rotations out of it are really
It's
difficult.
terrible because you have to run up that huge hill. You're screwed.
Yeah, so right here we got the scoreboard in front of us. Sunny actually isn't in
16
first.
kills.
It's Ting and Little Big Will, and it's because of the 16 kills. Absolutely amazing fragging out. I believe this is.
You know what I'd like to see
this is the overall. This isn't even just from this one game.
No, but I don't even remember them getting that many kills in the first game.
I think they must have
they-
gotten
they
like
had-
4
They
or
had 10
5.
kills this game, but they must have.
Yeah,
well,
they had
they
6
must have
kills
left
first
with
game.
11, I think. 11 kills this game, 5 in the first game. Either way,
Either way.
you can see the disparity in the kills. You go all the way to 7th and 8th place. There's sorry, not 7th and 8th place, but you see them like 6-4, 4, 3-3. The kills though, 16 clearly leading the charge. Not as many ranking points, but again, in the end, because the kills are worth so much in this setup, the ranking doesn't even matter that much. That's just a bonus basically.
Yeah.
You know what I like to see that we have almost everyone with kills so far. I mean, you talk about of course everyone. I mean, almost.
Okay,
It's only
okay.
3 teams off. I mean, 2 games in, people. I mean, it's Sanok, it's duos. Whenever you line, we saw Katarina and a teammate try to do it early on. You line up the shot on the first one, get the info on the second. A team wide can come in technically with 2 bullets if they both have bolt action snipers, right?
Yeah.
This can go so fast. You can just get like really unfortunate a couple of games in a row. So the fact that most people at least got to fire their guns before they were shot in the back,
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah. And it's those teams at the bottom though, not even the teams with 0, the teams with 1, even 2 kills and no placement points. At what point is it all kind of
I mean, we see it, right? We see it here. Go center earlier. Honestly, that's the play you want to make. Don't necessarily take vehicles. Of course, if you're on the far edge, you need to commit to those things.
You're seeing all these fights again, mimicking the first game. There's just too many teams fighting on the edges while the blue's moving.
Yeah.
They need to go a little bit earlier. All this fight's happening too early. They're not getting the placements. I'm seeing teams playing smarter, but again, not going towards the middle gives you like at least if you go to the middle, you have a better chance of surviving until a late game. So the players and teams that have no points.
Yeah.
You need, at this point, so I talked about, you want to chip away and get points. You need the win now. You need that 8+ kills to get back in it. So they need to go more for the win and going towards the center of the circle, playing the best odds you can and not playing the edges because you're not going to win playing the edges very consistently in Sanok.
Yeah, well, we do still have 3 more games to figure out how this is all going to get settled down. It is not over and done with just yet, and we're going to go to another break while we set up that 3rd game coming in, so don't go anywhere.